Hi there, welcome to my channel. My name's Catherine and this is So Much Sewing. So Much Sewing is just my home sewing adventures. It's all about what I get up to here in my sewing room. So if you are as obsessed with sewing as I am, I hope you'll stick around. I hope you will like, subscribe, click the notification bell, share, do all that amazing stuff. That would really help my channel. And I really thank the people who come back to watch me week after week. Thank you so much. I really enjoy your company. You know that I answer all your lovely comments in the comment section below, and I love to have a good old chinwag with you, and I always appreciate your company, so thank you very much for coming back. Today is a Friday Sews, really. I haven't done a Friday Sews for the longest time. It's a bit of a catch-up, really. Friday Sews is just a nice, kind of little package that covers everything you might want to talk about. I've got a couple of new fabrics, I've got some new patterns, I've got a new make, and yeah, so it's really just a bit of a catch-up. So the first thing I will talk to you about is this new make that I'm wearing. Sorry, I just touched the microphone. This is one of the items that I wanted to make in my sort of mini capsule collection type thing that I've talked to you about previously. I've made it in this gorgeous 100% silk from the fabric store here in New Zealand. I'll link it below because they do still have it in stock. They've got this blue, they've got pink, they've got a goldy sort of mustardy colour, they've got red, they've got all sorts of amazing colours. I don't know if it's still on sale price at the moment. I purchased this when it was at $12 a metre, which is a fantastic price. I'm sure you will agree. It is narrow. It's 110 centimetres narrow. 110 centimetres wide rather, so if you are thinking about buying it, keep that in mind. But yes, I'll link it below because it is still available, but I love this. Also, I just stood on the hem. It's quite long. It's so nice to wear. It really is gorgeous. I have taken some pictures, so I will pop them in, of course. But basically, what this is, it's the Meet You There dress by Pattern Emporium. It's the bodice of the Meet You There dress. But as you know, with Pattern Emporium, lots of their patterns are mashable, and so you can interchange sleeves and different bits and pieces. And so I put the sleeve from the Smitten jacket on, not 100% the Smitten, because I didn't do I didn't do the elastic binding around the elastic casing around the bottom of the sleeve, or you can do a cuff. I didn't do either of those things. As you can see, I just made it into a bracelet length, just straight sleeve. But I wanted the Smitten because it fitted the arm's eye of this dress. Although I will say, I suppose it was because I was making it in silk. It was a little bit challenging to get the arms into the arm's eye of the bodice, but I got there in the end. And then so for the skirt, what I did is I just used what I had left over, and just made a straight rectangle and gathered it onto the bodice. There is one seam which I am struggling to find. I can't even find it, but there is a panel, so it's a full width plus half a width, and there's a seam down the front and down the back somewhere, but it's so hard to spot. So obviously no one else is going to notice that I've just pieced together some bits of fabric to make a skirt. So that is good. Oh well, I'm giving up on that. I did top stitch the top of the bodice here. I put a ready-made, purchased binding around the neck. It did give you a pattern piece for binding, but there was no way I was going to make binding out of the silk. It did behave really, really nicely, but it's still, quite diaphanous and a little bit shifty. I used my walking foot for the majority of the construction, and I did a lot of French seams, although not every seam is a French seam. On the back there is a yoke, which I didn't kind of fully grasp as I was cutting it out. If I had thought about it, I would have just made that into one piece. I don't even know if you can see it there, but so I've top stitched that down as well, just to make it a bit more stable. I'm not 100% happy with my gathers. I think I'm a lazy gatherer. I thought I had done a pretty good job, but there is some, you know, they're not perfect the way they are distributed. It's not perfect, but that's okay. I mean, it's just so nice to wear. It is just so, I mean, look at that, how floaty and gorgeous that is. So I'm really happy. Today, obviously, I have it dressed summerily, summer in a summer fashion, but my idea is that I'll be able to wear a knit dress underneath it in the winter time. Maybe I've got a merino knit, sort of not bodycon, but a closer, well, it's not close fitting, let's face it, I never wear anything close fitting, but it's a bit of a sheath, merino sheath dress, I suppose. I hope it will fit underneath. I made a size 20 when really I should have been an 18. And so I wanted to make it a little bit oversized. It's actually not as oversized as I thought it would be. I guess it's because I did some French seaming through here. The shoulders are a little big on me, but you know, I'm very happy. I think it will be great in the wintry times as well, as I say, with something worn underneath it and with a cardigan over the top. So I'm pretty happy, and I've ticked off the first thing off my little wardrobe capsule thing. Oh, actually two things, because I made the poppy cocoon dress as well. And so that's two things off my wintry capsule. So I'm doing really well, even if I do say so myself. I also have a couple of fabrics to show you and some new patterns, although strangely enough the patterns aren't actually for these fabrics. Well, I suppose one of them could be, but I'll start off with the fabrics. This here is it's from the fabric store. They have got one of their amazing sales on at the moment. In fact, actually, I think today might be the last day. I'm sorry, but they have amazing sales throughout the year, 50% off, 40% off. And this was 50% off. It is a cashmere blend 1x1 rib. And it just feels so nice. It's quite a good weight. It's a nice sturdy weight. It feels very slinky and gorgeous. You can hardly see through it when it's stretched. It's narrow. It's 110 centimetres wide, I think. Oh, it's 105 wide, so it's narrow. And I got 2.5 metres for $14 a metre. So that was amazing. It's got... Oh, look, so there's a lot of polyester in it. It's 34% polyester, 25% viscose, 23% cotton, 13% elastane, and 5% cashmere. So the majority of the materials that make this up are natural fibres, but there's polyester in there too. So, yeah. 34% polyester, not brilliant, but not the worst in the world. And I think this is going to be just so nice to wear. I don't have a plan for this yet. As I say, I have 2.5 meters, but it's, or maybe I didn't say that, but I have 2.5 meters, but it's narrow. So that I'm glad I did get 2.5 meters of that. This next fabric is a nylon ponte knit, 70% viscose, 28% nylon, 5% elastane. I got 2 meters of this, and this is 144 centimeters wide. I paid $14 a meter for this. How heavy is it? It's 366 GSM, so it's pretty gutsy. There is, you know, a reasonable amount of stretch. Does it say how much stretch there is? Oopsie. Now, it doesn't actually give a measurement of how much stretch there is, but there's, you know, it's enough stretch. The colour is called Undergrowth, and it looks very dark on the screen. It's so funny. Either my camera comes up really dark or really light. I guess it's because the light's coming from a different angle. Normally I sit over that side of the room with the light shining on me, and that seems to make everything look a lot lighter. But this, actually, it's not too far off. It is more green than that. It's more green. To my eye from here, this looks quite sort of browny, but it is quite green. Anyway, so 2 meters of that. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with that. Yeah, could be any number of wintry tops. I can think about that later, but I'm pretty happy to have this in my stash, and I'm looking forward to using it. Don't you come up. The cat's down here. It looks like she's going to try and jump up on me, and I hope she doesn't, because I do not want her claws in my brand new 100% silk dress. So that's a no, little pussycat. That's a no. So the new patterns I've purchased, one of them is actually a Big 4, and I purchased this on Trade Me from somebody's D-stash. Now, when I tell you how much I paid for it secondhand, even though it hasn't actually been used, but someone's on selling it after it's been in their stash for so long and they've never made it up. Oh no, pussycat. No damage done, luckily. But I've gathered up all my skirts up here so she can't get hold of them. Oh, she's going out the door. Good, hang on. So, yes, back to this. Yeah, when I tell you how much I paid for this, people around the world outside of New Zealand will go, what? You paid that much for a second-hand pattern that somebody didn't want? But in New Zealand, Big 4 patterns, all patterns actually, even indie patterns, are quite expensive. An indie pattern could be anywhere from 25 New Zealand to $40 New Zealand. And then, of course, you have to spend $6.50 to $7.50 per page to print it off A4, not A4, A0. So it's quite an expensive exercise. And Big 4 patterns can be, well, the Vogue ones can be $30 odd as well. So, and the other ones are sort of $20, $30. It's expensive. So I paid $10 for this. And I think this is going to be an interesting make for me when I do finally get around to making it. I do not accentuate my waist. So, and this is a high waist. It's an empire waist, sort of empire, but it's a high waist. So that's really where I would emphasize my waist if I was going to emphasize it all. So, and I did read a couple of reviews that people said that the waist is high on this and they have lowered it. So I'm picking it's probably going to be pretty well perfect for me because I have a high waist. We'll see how we go accentuating my waist with that little tie. But if I decide I don't like it, I mean, it depends how tightly I draw it in. This doesn't it, how tightly I draw it in with, you know. Anyway, so that will be an interesting little make when I get around to doing it. Oh, and when I was poking around in my stash, I found this. So this is not a new pattern to me, but I found this and I thought, why haven't I made that? I think that's really lovely. I like the curved waistline there. Sorry, I'm a bit further away from the camera than I normally am, so you probably can't see the detail on this too much, but of course I'll put a stock image in. So yeah, I probably wouldn't do, there's an option for a tie front and I probably wouldn't do that. I would just do the plain, but I like the way it's raised up here. It's got that shape there. So I think I'm going to do that, and I would do the longer sleeve. I haven't got any fabric in mind, but this has actually jumped up the list of patterns for me to make, and it's going on my pile along with this one for Make Me Soon. So another pattern I purchased recently, and this is going to be part of my, Wintery capsule collection, and it is the Elston reversible jacket by Sew to Grow. I liked this jacket because I love a waterfally type thing. That's my jam. But I also liked it because you can make this either in a woven fabric, a lined woven fabric, and the fabrics they suggest there are linen, broadcloth, and other heavyweight woven materials. So that's great that you can make a lined version, but also you can make a knit version out of boiled wool or Ponte Roma or any other sort of non-fray fabric. How much does it take? I wonder if I've got enough in this to make that. 1 second, I'll check that out. Well, it says I need 2.3 meters. I've got 2 meters. If I made that shorter, actually, I should be able to get that out of that. So that's a possibility. Maybe I can use this Ponte on this Elston reversible jacket, just keep the edges raw. But in any case, I have another boiled wool. I will definitely have enough of this, and this is a smooth on one side, textured on the other, nice heavy boiled wool. So this also could be the Elston jacket. And the other pattern I purchased is the Merchant & Mills Scout dress and top. I won't be making the little tie. I don't think that little tie is me, but I've been wondering what to do with this quite heavyweight sort of melony coloured linen. And it is coming up now. It's coming up a little bit brighter on screen than in real life. Funny how this is coming up darker, but this is coming up a little bit brighter rather. So I've been wondering what to do with this. And this is either going to be a Jenna closet core dress. Well, I'll make the Jenna, the dress version. There is a dress version there, but I won't make that. What I would do is make the closet core shirt, but lengthen it into a sort of a mid-calf dress with the shirt shaping on the side there. So it's either going to be that, or I'll make the Scout dress. It says it takes 2 meters for the Scout dress in my size. I will probably make a size 18. I've got 3 to 3.5 meters. I'll make long sleeves. I'll do a similar sleeve to this, just where it's, bracelet length, but just very simple straight sleeve. So that will take up a little bit of extra fabric. But yeah, so I've been looking at the Scout dress for ages and ages, and I just thought that I would purchase it with this fabric in mind, but it might be more sensible to use a different fabric that I've got less of. I don't really want to waste this, and just have like 0.5 meter left over. So I think about that pretty hard. Yeah, I'll see what I do there. But anyway, happy to have the Scout dress in my stash, and I know that it's going to get used at some point. So that's really all I have to talk to you about today. Just catching up on a few little purchases I've made, and the fact that I've now ticked off 2 items from my little wardrobe mini capsule sort of collection thingamajig. So I feel like I'm going great guns there. I actually don't know what I'm going to make next off that list. Perhaps I'll make the Elston jacket out of the boiled wool, potentially. Although I had really wanted to make some of the lighter items first, so that I could sort of start wearing those in, through the later months, the later part of the summer and the early autumn. So perhaps the next thing I will work on will be this linen, because as we know, linen's not really a traditionally wintry fabric. So it would be good to get some wear out of this in the summer and the early autumn. Anyway, I'm probably just rambling now, so I will out of here. But I hope you are doing heaps and heaps of sewing, and let me know down below what you're sewing. I'm always interested to find out what other people are making. You might give me some good ideas for things that I can put into my little wintry mini capsule collection type thing. And I hope that you're all really well and that you're all happy, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for stopping by today. I'll see you then. Bye now.